Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video, and today we have the last time we're going to be seeing this little buddy guy over here on the YouTube channels, unless I can come up with another little video to talk about him with. But yeah, sadly, he's been sold off, so he's getting boxed up after this, unless I can quickly film one last little video. But yeah, this is the Baliplus Aluminium Tsunami clone thing. And yeah, this is my official review of this guy. After being flipping him for a little while. He's a pretty cool, nifty little Balisongus. I really like him. I think he's a proper cracker of a Balisong. And it's quickly become a Balisong I very much respect. Now, when it comes to looks, I think he gets a good 8. I think his titanium brother would get a 9. Simply because the jeweling and, no exposed Zen pins. But this thing looks pretty bloody good for its price bracket. It's got lovely milling on a Balisong, under £60. Under like, what, $70? Like less than that. Already milling on the blade. Wow, that's quite impressive. He's got, milled handles here. No defects, whatever. This guy's practically brand new. Really nicely done blades. Actually, the blade flats, I think, are actually done better than the titanium versions. They also just been getting better and better as they made them along. But yeah, looks-wise, this guy looks fantastic. He's got a bunch of, really premium details on him, which I have to say look phenomenal. They really look the part. And that's just one thing I have to really recommend, right? Like, in terms of availability, it's got a 10 out of 10. Currently in production, you can buy loads of different colors. There's the black variants, which I think look the coldest. I think those are definitely the ones to go for if you are to get one of these guys. Definitely so you can get the black or one of the solid colors, like the teal handles. They look absolutely wicked. Absolutely love how those things look. Yeah, the black definitely is my favorite with like the two-tone blade, or even just the fully murdered out one. It still looks cold. The hardware is actually pretty decent on these guys. I don't think there is a need to swap them out. It's just all right. It needs a tune-up. Here's my tolerances, right, from the box. Actually pretty decent tolerances. You just oil it up and there Bob's your uncle. Yeah, pretty good tolerances from Baliplus. Better than I got with my titanium guy over here, right? So, and we'll talk about this guy in a second. But yeah, decent tolerances. I'll say a solid like 6, right? There's some good tap. Oh, yeah, I'd say probably a 7 when it comes to Baliplus standards. But I can't guarantee that everyone will get such good tolerances, although Baliplus is on an upwards trend, so I think the later you leave it, the better tolerances you're more likely to get. They've been getting better and better. I've been getting less binding, less undersized, usually oversized bushings, although the washers still need a bit of a swap out. However, I believe, I'm not sure about this guy, but the Necron clone, that guy looks like he's got phosphor bronze washers in there. It still comes with the rubbish brass washers, but the pre-installed ones seem to be the kind of regular phosphor bronze washers, at least a more premium washer from the look of it. I can't confirm, so don't take what I've just said as gospel, but certainly is something to be excited about, because, well, like, it's just something that's like, it's just cool. However, yeah, so the hardware is pretty decent. The flipping, it's pretty good. Honestly, the flipping is probably going to get like a solid 7 from me. Now, the only thing that's lacking the 3 points will be the grip, right? It's aluminium at the end of the day. And this is for the flipping, right? The grip and then the lack of kind of tweaking of the balance, right? That's the two things I would say would be better. If you could have this a little bit more handle bias, it would probably appeal to your average audience member. Although you can always get the zippy end caps, which will definitely make this thing quite the monster of a flipper. Get yourself some zippy end caps, support the Balisong community a little bit more, and this guy's going to become your classic, Kraken-esque flipper that everyone loves a Tsunami for. This guy feels like a Tsunami with like -1, maybe -2 weights in it. For those of you who have flipped the titanium version, or but yeah, it's a very neutral Balisong. Here you can see with the balance test, it's bordering blade bias, but it's not. It's most definitely handle bias. It's very neutral, I should say. It's not really handle bias. because it suffers from the fallbacks of the neutral Balisongs. Whoa, feeling like I'm getting old, man. But yeah, no, this guy fans absolutely delightfully. Ooh. It's still quite sharp, so just like to scratch myself a little bit with this guy. Just, you know, why not? Just caught him badly. Ladders reasonably well, actually, for how useless tsunami jumping is here. I mean, look at this. This is absolutely pathetic. But yeah, ladders reasonably well because of its lightweight. Excuse me, sorry. He rollovers absolutely fantastically. You know, here's a little behind the 8-ball. I was going to do it into a helix. Let's see if we can do it properly, right? Behind the 8-ball. Apparently I'm just doo-doo at helixes. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, maybe I am just doo-doo at helixes. I need to practice my helixes. But yeah, you know, he does do all those kind of, you know, mega flashy tricks, especially the 8-ball. And rollovers are very good, right? You know, for those of you who are more probably in the beginner category, I imagine. You'd be like here and you go, bosh, look at that. He does your little rollover. I was trying to do my most beginner-like rollover without adding too much kind of pizzazz, you know. But yeah, no, really does all that kind of stuff well. The only thing, though, the weakest point is most certainly chaplains. And don't get me wrong, this guy is still pretty good at chaplains. I mean, look at this. This is going pretty quickly with quite a lot of force. And so I have to say that he does chaplain really well. And this is something that is not common in neutral Balisongs. I think if you can find some heavier hardware at the bottom, maybe you can even get him chaplain better. But it's definitely the weakest point of flipping, which is very common for neutral Balisongs, right? So that's not a down point. It just means that this guy will be able to do much more complex tricks a little bit easier, which is fairly common with neutral Balisongs. At the expense of, they might want to fly away a little bit more commonly than on something slightly more normally balanced or commonly balanced, like the Kraken, right? This guy just is like a magnet to your fingers, just because it's that gentle handle bias that it's got there. After that, it's got good flipping, good looks, good availability. Price, I believe this guy is, what, about 60 USD? Something like that, about half the price of the titanium version, which I think it's more than half of the Balisong that the titanium one is, without getting too distracted here. This guy is a fantastic flipper. Certainly a level up, but this guy has a lot of the same feel in flipping, with the slight balance and weight differences, although the weight isn't as... The numbers make it seem like they are crazy different, but they're actually... This carries its weight quite well. It just has a bit less end momentum. And it doesn't feel as nice in the hands, simply because it's like a blasted aluminium. Right, here you go, here's the finish. Again, you know, it's a nice finish, reasonably nice. The anodization works really well. Comes in an array of very cool colours, I have to say. And overall, would I recommend this Balisong? If it's your first live blade, or you're a beginner looking to get into their first kind of live blade Balisong kind of malarkey, kind of that area, 100%. If you're a more experienced flipper, maybe not so much unless you want some variety in your collection, or you want a beta. For example, for me, if I had the, if I was able to just keep all my Balisongs as they are, I would most certainly have this guy as my like pride and joy, and then this guy as the beta, right? Because I think live blades flip better than the trainers, and so if you felt too bad to have a trainer version of this guy as a beta, like, you know, trainer titanium one as a beta, 100% aluminium one, it's half the price. It's aluminium. It's going to hold up well. It comes with decent hardware, which this silver hardware, by the way, you throw that in here, this thing's going to look cold, especially because I've got stainless washers in here. Anyways, that's besides the point. I'm not supposed to be talking about how cool the other one looks like. It's a review about this guy. Yeah, no, this guy looks absolutely fantastic. It sounds pretty good, actually. That's the one thing I didn't cover. Here is a little bit of a sound test. Sounds pretty nutty, and this is like with not much of a oiled this for the first time today in like a long time, and not with a lot. I used a tiny bit of super lube just to make sure that the pivots were, you know, there was nothing like in there, like just clean them out a little bit more so than anything else. And yeah, this guy is an absolutely fantastic little Balisong, especially for the price. I think it's on par with kind of the baliplus Kraken, the Kraken clone. Because I think the materials in here are, well, okay, maybe the Kraken is a little bit better value, but I think this is a nicer flipper. Not a better flipper, but a nicer flipper, because that Kraken is kind of nuts in terms of the value it provides, but this guy is, well, let's just put it this way. I would flip this guy much more often than I would flip the Kraken over there, simply because I much prefer how this flips as opposed to that guy over there. Nothing against that guy. He's a fantastic little flipper. I think more people would prefer this. But for me, in general, I prefer how it looks and how it flips. I love it's very comfortable in the hand. I wish it was a little bit grippier in terms of the drawbacks. Yeah, wish it was a little grippier. Wish it had proper jimping. Wish there was something on here, basically all just to help the grip. And I wish it was a little bit heavier with a little bit more end momentum. And that's about it. Literally, that's the only things I would change, because otherwise, even if you don't like how it looks, you don't like how it flips, you can still get yourself an arm shark trainer or a baliplus trainer of the titanium model and throw this blade on there, because this guy fits on there, which is one of the best things ever. Because this really improves. This is a really good blade, by the way, guys. Not necessarily for EDC purposes. I mean, it's made of 9CR MOV, 9CR 18 MOV, some ridiculous printer name like that. Oh, sorry, guys. It's like really cold, and my nose is like kind of dying a little bit. I was outside, but nobody asked. Anyways, yeah, this blade here fits on the Arm Shark models. It fits on the baliplus models. It's a really, really phenomenal little thing. So I think even just for the blade alone, and obviously you get extra hardware and some handles, I guess, out of it, you can make this into a trainer of some sorts. This guy's a really good deal. I would honestly just get one of these just for the blade if I didn't have a blade offering, right? That would be probably my little suggestion there. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, ask any questions you have about this. I'm more than happy to answer them, despite this guy being on his way to a brand new owner who's going to get much more use out of it than I will. I'm more than happy to just keep getting new Balisongs in to review for you guys. And I'll probably do like my top 5 Balisongs that I own kind of list at some point as well, just to show you guys what am I actually flipping. Yeah, what are my top Balisongs, I guess. And yeah, I'll probably make a video of that. But yeah, consider becoming a channel member, leave a subscribe, a like, a comment, all that good stuff. Or don't, you know, if you didn't like the video, well, leave a like anyways, right? Or you can, I mean, I'm not encouraging dislikes, but if you really want, I mean, I've got a pretty good track record so far, so unless you want to spoil that. But yeah, yeah, leave a comment down below, write potato if you made it this far in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.